everyone, Sabrina from Campbell's Freedom Farm, and today we're going to talk about and make raised bed soil as well as preparing the beds that are in ground. I came up with circle gardening raised beds, and it's easy because it's portable. So I could put it in any shape and move it around because I'm always moving things around. So I have one left and I need to fill it. So I could buy raised bed soil, which is like an incredible amount of money. It would take hundreds to fill these up. Or I could make it myself and put the stuff that I want in it. So what do you need for that? Let me show you. All right, I want to show you the topsoil that's in this garden. It's not bad, it's not great either. There's a lot of clay that I pulled out. So what I could do is I add ingredients to make it better. So basically I'm going to add something that holds water, something that feeds not the plants but the soil. What do you mean feed the soil? The soil is filled with microbes, so we have to feed the worms, the good fungi, bacteria, everything that builds the soil so that it looks more like this. This is out of my old garden that I have been taking care of, adding tons of stuff over the years. It's dark, it's light, and everything grows wonderfully. So to do that, I do a mixture of 50% of just plain soil. If you don't have plain soil, you could buy garden soil. It does have a synthetic fertilizer, which is fine, but it has other things in it, or you could just add topsoil. This is topsoil with some added benefit. Then, to feed all these microbes, I need to add some compost. So, compost, you could get that as manure. You could buy it in the bags, or you could go to your local source as I have, and you just shovel. And I use like a leaf compost. So, I have 2 to 1 of this, and then I add 1 of a water holding agent. So that could be coconut coir, peat moss, and mushroom compost. And I'm going to go into that. So first, here I have my regular garden soil. And then I'm going to dump this and mix it in. Okay, this is called black gold. Let me get a piece. I had a piece of clay, kind of. You could see the difference of regular dirt or clay. See, that's why they call it black gold. And then I'm going to do 1 container. In my bed, I'm going to use mushroom compost. Why? Well, okay, let's talk about the difference. Coconut coir is great for sandy soils. It holds more water, which is really good. But I have a lot of clay in here, which holds a lot. I could use peat moss, which I am going to use peat moss over in my tomato cage, because peat moss is perfect for corn, tomatoes, root vegetables like carrots. Here, I want mushroom compost. Why? It really holds the water just like the coconut coir, but it has minerals. People forget topsoil has all the minerals that nothing else has, or they have it but not as much. Okay, so and then also it has different nutrients. Mushroom compost. Hold on. All right. Mushroom compost is not good for some things such as seed starting because it has too many salts, not like salt that you put on the food, but salts in the ground. And for ericaceous trees and bushes such as azaleas, blueberries, magnolia. So if you have anything like that, you do not want to use mushroom compost. Mushroom compost is not made out of mushrooms, it's made for growing mushrooms. So what they do is they take a lot of straw, they take chicken manure, they do so many mediums and put them together. And after it's done, then they go through a whole process and put it into here. Everybody says, well, that means it doesn't have nutrients. It doesn't have nutrients to grow a really good crop of mushrooms, but there's enough to help your soil. So you just have to decide if you want to use it. So I'm going to use it in this garden, except for the tomatoes. Then I'm going to use coconut coir or peat moss, probably peat moss. Okay, now I want to show you. Look at the difference. This is wonderful. It's got garden soil, it's got a water holding agent, the mushroom compost, and then it has a lot of black gold compost. Now, on top of this, I'm going to put an inch of just regular compost, and then these will be ready for this spring when I plant. And then I got to show you some more options. Okay, another scenario for getting your beds ready that are not raised beds is in-ground bed. Now, normally I like to do the lasagna garden or the no dig. You could see Charles Daunting. I'll put the link in. So some of my beds, I do follow that. But remember, this, after my house burned, it was so compacted from all the equipment, even though the house wasn't here, like you couldn't put a shovel in. So in that case, since I grow potatoes and probably peanuts this year, and beans and everything else, I put a light coat on and then I just dig it in. And after I plant, I'm going to put an inch of compost. Let me do that. All right, this area, I know that I'm going to do peas here and some okra and other things. So all I'm going to do is do no dig like Charles Daunting and just put an inch of compost, and that's all I have to do. The next scenario in your garden bed in ground is you have way too much clay or even way too much sand. I want you to look over here. That's all clay. My grandson is going into the brick business. He's been building bricks. Okay, now let's go over to the bed. Here, I don't know why there's a line of clay. The house ends over there somewhere, but for some reason it's like a whole line. So I transplanted a whole bunch of perennial flowers now that I know we want this fence here, and it was all clay. Okay, I love clay a little bit. It holds nutrients. They don't leach away. Remember, when we feed our soil, we lose 60% to air or leaching down or away. Clay holds it. It's another water medium. The only problem is it doesn't let plants breathe. The other mediums, such as coconut coir or mushroom compost or peat moss, it allows them to breathe better. In that situation, what I wanted to do is I dug out a lot of the clay, put my plants in, and I added only compost and topsoil for my other garden, and I put it in. Now on top of this, and this was invasive digging, so but now we'll get a lot of worms and good bacteria. Now I'm going to put an inch of compost on here, then we're done. We finished. These are how to get your garden bed ready, in ground and above. Hopefully that was helpful. But I do want to talk about the raised beds that I came up with. I'm going to attach that link when I first did these. You should check them out. It's very convenient. Next, we're going to plant the cold weather stuff, and I'll show you how we're going to do this. This is Sabrina from Campbell's Freedom Farm. I'm out of breath. Thumbs up, and please subscribe and share our videos. We are working very hard. Have a great day. I forgot one more thing. With the mushroom compost, make sure you get organic, because a lot of times they use chemicals to keep all the bad stuff off their mushrooms. Only organic. And the other thing is, can you hear those frogs that are deafening? The reason we started laughing is we asked my grandson to tap the pool where they're at if they got loud, not kick it.